How we doing today, folks? Let me bring you a little bit of speculation and what I found out so far today about what's going on with this leaker in the probably one of the clerks, or it's possibly even the new Supreme Court Justice pick. That's always a possibility. Oh, that would be juicy. We find out we got the new girl in there, and she's already spilling the beans on what's going on behind the scenes. Not good. I am glad to see that the Republicans in charge of the Supreme Court are making plans to fix this, and not just fix the Roe versus Wade Roe versus Wade law, but the fact that we have a leaker in the Supreme Court, whether it be one of the justices or one of the clerks. We have a problem. Matter of fact, Justice John Roberts has already got the marshals from the Supreme Court. I'm assuming that is the police over there, to start an investigation immediately to find out who the person was that spit this information out early. And there's a couple of different faceted ways to look at this. One is this is all a good thing because we're finding out what's really going to happen. But at the same time, there was a breach, and John Kennedy, Ted Cruz, Fox News contributor, several people are already saying the problem, whether this goes through or not, is we had somebody leak about it. And as far as we know, the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court, federal Supreme Court, should not be run like an episode of Night Court. No doubt about it. This is crazy. So we're definitely going to talk about the prosecution. Now, whether this thing gets prosecuted or not, John Kennedy said that all depends on the Department of Justice, depends on how they handle it. He said this will be a proving ground for the Department of Justice as to whether they do anything at all about this. He says, and time will tell. The American people are fixing to find out just how much the Department of Justice really cares about integrity and information that's supposed to be redacted until actually available. You know, I hope that this isn't just a weapon, which this is speculation as well. I hope this isn't just a weapon for the left and the liberal medias to have time to cry about this decision before the decision has ever been voted on. They're just trying to get out there, being that the leak happened before the ruling was actually voted on. It is a way of trying to draw crowds, put pressure on, so the liberals can throw a fit, hopefully to influence some of these justices with pressure to change their mind. Now, let me go ahead and get into this here. It says when Joe Biden voted to let states overturn Roe versus Wade. Does anybody remember that? Back when Joe Biden had hair and a little bit of brain still. Says flashback in 1982, Joe Biden voted for a constitutional amendment to overturn Roe versus Wade and make it a state issue. Didn't know that. And he says his decision to abort a child. Biden started speaking about it, and all of a sudden his handler run in and put him in a headlock and took him out of there because he was already admitting abortion is murder, off script with his remarks. And there's a little video about that over here on the Gateway Pundit, but he's going to backpedal it and said that the Supreme Court decision draft to end the draft of the Roe versus Wade is not a good thing. That's what Biden says, and he doesn't even mention the unprecedented leak. So was this distraction because the movie, the Donkeys movie, that's speculation. Is this distraction because Title 42 is going away? Very good possibility. Is this letting the cat out of the bag early so the cats get to scratch a little more at the justices before the ruling goes down? Because they are already deciding this is going to happen. Or is this has something to do with blaming the Republican Party for everything all over again? Maybe this is just tactics. You know, not 100% of conservatives are pro-life or pro-choice. They actually they fall somewhere in the middle. Just most of the Democrats are pro-choice over pro-life. but some of the Republicans go both ways as far as their decision. And so I think this was brought out for a lot of reasons, but one is to try to divide the voter base as well. Because you've already got Chuck Schumer today going, see there, what has nothing to do with the leak. The leak's the least important part of the thing. The most important part of the thing is we found out that the Republicans are trying to hornswoggle us. We got to pack the court. We got to do something to fix this. And that's probably a part of the plan as well. They're going to say the Republicans in control of the SCOTUS is not fair, and therefore that's going to be their conversation piece to call it out as a necessity to pack the court. They're also going to try to go after all these Republican judges that vote against this thing, and they're going to call them a bunch of racists because they're trying to save the children. There's nothing racist about saving the unborn's life. I don't care what you think, no matter what anybody thinks. It says breaking Supreme Court Chief Justice releases a statement. Unprecedented SCOTUS leak confirms its authenticity, and he launches an investigation. Now, this is maybe just a coincidence, but Planned Parenthood and the abortion industry just announced the other day that they were going to spend $150 million to the left before the midterms. You think that may have something to do with it? It's always a possibility. And the Democrats leftists are calling for violence, and they're calling to burn down cities if they don't get their way. Now, that shouldn't even be allowed to be said, much less promoted. There is also a hearing today, and it's a live stream video. It's over here on the Gateway Pundit. You're welcome to go look it up. Senate Judiciary hearing on ethics and accountability of Supreme Court is going on right now. It started this morning about 10, 11 o'clock. Welcome to go check it out. Now, let me go ahead and get into this a little more. A lot of this has been my speculation on what I've heard today, but it looks like somebody needs to be thrown on the chopping block for blowing this information out before it was actually supposed to be out. This is not kangaroo court. This is not night court. This is the Supreme Court, the federal Supreme Court, and it should not be a conversation for every media outlet in the world to be discussing their cases on their opinion drafts, because for the most part, it wasn't public knowledge until they actually vote on it, and then it's for us to it's up to them to decide if they want us to see those opinion pieces. So we definitely got a problem there, but I think it's going to go through. I think it's going to go back to where it needs to go. I'm just going to leave it at that. It says the Supreme Court reportedly voted to end Roe v. Wade in a draft opinion by Justice Samuel Alito, according to a report leaked on Politico on Monday. Here's my question. All they got to do to find out who the leaker is go hem up Politico, a correspondent who broke the story. That's all it takes. Put him under the gun, put him in a room with a big spotlight, and tell me who told you. That's all it takes. The draft opinion was leaked to the press, something that is unprecedented, of course. Most assume the leaker is a liberal clerk who hopes to change the outcome of the case, and that's probably true. I wonder if it has anything to do with that, can't stand you. I won't even mention her last name. That's what I'm going to call her. Y'all know who I'm talking about. On Tuesday morning, Chief Justice Supreme Court John Roberts released a statement of the unprecedented leaks. He confirmed its authenticity and called for an investigation. Just in, Supreme Court Justice confirms the authenticity of the draft opinion revealed by last night by Politico. The Chief Justice has ordered a massive investigation into the leak, and there is a letterhead over here about it. But more than that, I've got a little video footage of it, and hopefully it's not too terribly long. Hold up and get through the skip ad here, and I'll play you what was said.
We We have just received the first official response from the Chief Justice, John Roberts, of the Supreme Court. He's issued the following statement. We'll read it in its
We're going
entirety.
low tech today. I'm on lunch break, trying to hurry, folks. Just trying to push this out there for you.
To the extent this betrayal of the confidences of the court was intended to undermine the integrity of our operations, it will not succeed. The work of the court will not be affected in any way. We at the court are blessed to have a workforce, permanent employees, and law clerks alike, intensely loyal to the institution and dedicated to the rule of law. Court employees have an exemplary and important tradition of respecting the confidentiality of the judicial process and upholding the trust of the court. This was a singular and egregious breach of that trust that is an affront to the court and the community of public servants who work here. I have directed the marshal of the court to launch an investigation into the source of the leak. Okay, so Chief Justice John Roberts' official statement.
Wow. It's happening, folks. The leaker's going to be in some deep crap as long as the Justice Department does their job. I think this will be one of those many things that us Republicans are going to have to settle up on with the lefties right after midterms. Hopefully, this will all get taken care of before then. But this is going to be the hottest story on the news for a while. And mark my words, if nothing else happens, no matter how it came about that all this come out, there's many, many reasons it happened now. And that's like Steve Bannon says, there are no coincidences. And I believe that this was either distraction, an attempt to get it out there so they would have more time for the liberals to scream about it before it actually went into effect, and or the movie, and or the fact that midterms are coming up and they got to make the Republicans the most hated people on the planet somehow. And if they figure they divide our base because not every one of the conservatives are pro-life, maybe this is their plan as well. Another way to divide and conquer. No matter what, when a left-wing paper like Politico has a lefty leak them some information about something that is mostly a conservative view, there's usually a reason for it. So until we figure it out, I'm just speculating. But all these things that I said, I believe will probably play a factor, if not even some things we ain't even considered yet. I do know we need to get to the bottom of this, and I'm glad to see that, even though there was a leak, I'm glad to see that it's all coming out. You know, if we got leakers inside the Supreme Court, we need to know that too. That's more transparency, more exposure, finding out who we got. One of the only places in the whole country where the Republicans are still in control with the numbers, and we got lefties in there spying. We got to fix it. Like, subscribe, and share. Devoted Patriots. Over and out.